Are you one of the chosen ones? Have you ever felt like you don't quite fit in with the world around you? Like there's something more to life that others just can't see? If so, you might be on the path of spiritual awakening. But be warned, this journey isn't always smooth sailing. In fact, there are 8 nightmares that await you once you begin to awaken. These challenges will test you, push you to your limits, and maybe even make you question everything you thought you knew. But don't worry, I'm here to guide you through them. In this video, we'll explore the first 3 of these spiritual nightmares that every chosen one faces. So buckle up and get ready to dive deep into the hidden truths of awakening. Before we jump into the nightmares, let's talk about what it really means to be a chosen one. Now, don't get it twisted. Being chosen doesn't mean you're better than anyone else. It simply means you've been called to wake up to a deeper reality. Think of it like this. Imagine everyone's asleep in a big dream, but some people start to stir. They begin to realize that what they thought was real is actually just a small part of something much bigger. That's what being a chosen one is all about. You might have felt it your whole life, a nagging feeling that there's more to the world than what meets the eye. Maybe you've always been a bit different, seeing things others don't, feeling things more deeply, or questioning things that everyone else just accepts. That's the first sign that you might be on this path. But here's the thing about awakening. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's not about suddenly becoming all-knowing or gaining superpowers. It's a journey, and like any journey, it has its ups and downs. In fact, some parts of it can feel downright nightmarish. That's what we're here to talk about today. These nightmares, or challenges, are actually a crucial part of your growth. They're like spiritual growing pains. Just like a butterfly has to struggle to break free from its cocoon, you have to face these difficulties to emerge as your true, awakened self. It might be tough, but trust me, it's worth it. So, if you're ready to face these challenges head-on, if you're prepared to look your fears in the eye and come out stronger on the other side, then you're in the right place. Because knowledge is power, and understanding these nightmares is the first step to overcoming them. In this video, we're going to dive into the first 3 nightmares that await you on your awakening journey. By the end, you'll not only understand what's coming, but you'll also have some tools to help you navigate these tricky waters. Remember, you're not alone in this. Every chosen one goes through these experiences, and countless others have come out the other side, stronger and more awake than ever. Are you ready to uncover the truth? Let's begin. The first nightmare that hits many chosen ones is a deep, overwhelming sense of loneliness. As you start to awaken, you might find yourself feeling increasingly isolated from the people around you. It's like you're suddenly speaking a different language, and no one else can understand you. Imagine waking up one day and realizing that everything you thought you knew about the world has changed. You start to see patterns and connections that others don't. You begin to question things that everyone else takes for granted. And when you try to share these new insights with your friends and family, they look at you like you've grown a second head. This is a common experience for those on the awakening path. You might find yourself struggling to relate to conversations that once felt normal. Small talk becomes unbearable. The things that others find important, like the latest gossip or what's trending on social media, suddenly seem trivial to you. You're more concerned with the bigger questions of life, the universe, and your place in it all. The hardest part is that the people you love, the ones you want to share this journey with, might not be ready to wake up themselves. They might dismiss your new ideas as weird or crazy. They might tell you to snap out of it or get back to the real world. This can be incredibly painful, especially when it comes from those closest to you. You might start to feel like an outsider in your own life, like you're watching the world from behind a glass wall, able to see everything but unable to fully connect. This feeling of separation can be intense and sometimes even scary. You might wonder if there's something wrong with you, or if you're going crazy. But here's the truth. You're not crazy, and there's nothing wrong with you. This feeling of loneliness is a natural part of the awakening process. It happens because you're expanding your consciousness, seeing beyond the veil that most people are still caught up in. It's like you've stepped out of a dark room into the sunlight. Your eyes need time to adjust, and so do the eyes of those around you. Understanding why this happens doesn't make it any less painful. but it can help you navigate this challenging time. Remember, this loneliness is temporary. As you continue on your journey, you'll start to find your tribe, other awakened souls who understand what you're going through. In the meantime, there are things you can do to cope with this feeling of isolation. First, be gentle with yourself. It's okay to feel lonely or misunderstood. Don't judge yourself for these feelings. They're a natural part of the process. Second, try to find balance. While it's important to explore your new awareness, it's also okay to engage in normal activities with your loved ones. You don't have to talk about your awakening all the time. Sometimes, just being present and sharing moments of simple joy can help bridge the gap. Third, seek out like-minded individuals. Look for spiritual groups in your area or online communities where you can share your experiences. Having even one person who understands what you're going through can make a world of difference. Lastly, use this time of solitude for self-reflection and growth. Sometimes, being alone allows us to hear our inner voice more clearly. Use this opportunity to meditate, journal, or explore your newfound awareness in other ways. Remember, the path of awakening might feel lonely at times, but you're never truly alone. There are countless others out there going through the same experience. And as you continue to grow and evolve, you'll find that your tribe will grow too. This nightmare of loneliness is just a stepping stone on your journey to a more connected, awakened life. The second nightmare that awaits chosen ones on their awakening journey is what many spiritual traditions call the dark night of the soul. This is perhaps one of the most challenging and intense experiences you'll face, but it's also one of the most transformative. The dark night of the soul isn't just a bad mood or a rough patch. It's a profound spiritual crisis that shakes you to your very core. It's like everything you thought you knew about yourself, your life, and the world around you suddenly crumbles away, leaving you in a state of deep confusion, despair, and emptiness. Imagine waking up one day and feeling like your whole life has lost its meaning. The things that used to bring you joy now feel hollow. Your goals and ambitions seem pointless. You might find yourself questioning everything: your beliefs, your purpose, even your will to go on. It's like you're lost in a dark forest with no map and no light to guide you. This experience can be incredibly frightening. You might feel like you're falling into an abyss with no bottom. You might struggle with feelings of hopelessness, depression, or even thoughts of giving up. It's common to feel a deep sense of grief, as if you're mourning the loss of your old self and your old understanding of the world. But here's the thing about the dark night of the soul. It's not happening to you because something's gone wrong. In fact, it's a sign that your awakening is progressing. It's like a spiritual detox, clearing out old patterns, beliefs, and attachments that no longer serve you. During this time, you're being asked to face your shadows, all the parts of yourself that you've tried to ignore or push away. This might include your fears, your insecurities, your past traumas, or aspects of yourself that you've deemed unacceptable. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, you can see all the dust and cobwebs that were always there but hidden in the shadows. This process can be painful, but it's also incredibly powerful. By facing your shadows, you have the opportunity to heal deep wounds and integrate all parts of yourself. It's a chance to become whole in a way you've never been before. The dark night of the soul is also a time of surrender. It forces you to let go of your ego's need for control and to trust in something greater than yourself. This can feel like dying, and in a way, it is. Your old self is dying to make way for a new, more awakened you. So how do you navigate this intense and challenging experience? First, remember that it's temporary. No matter how dark things seem, this phase will pass. Many spiritual teachers describe the dark night of the soul as the darkness before the dawn. Hold on to the knowledge that light will come again. Second, don't resist the process. It might be tempting to try to escape these difficult feelings, but running away will only prolong the experience. Instead, try to approach your pain with curiosity and compassion. What is it trying to teach you? What parts of yourself are asking to be seen and healed? Third, seek support. This is not a journey you have to take alone. Consider working with a spiritual teacher, therapist, or counselor who understands the awakening process. They can provide guidance and support as you navigate these choppy waters. Fourth, take care of yourself physically. The dark night of the soul can be emotionally and mentally draining, so it's important to nurture your body. Eat well, get enough sleep, and engage in gentle physical activities like yoga or walking in nature. Lastly, find ways to express what you're going through. Journal about your experiences, create art, or find other outlets for your emotions. Sometimes, simply giving voice to your pain can help you move through it. Remember, the dark night of the soul is not a punishment. It's a profound opportunity for growth and transformation. On the other side of this experience, many people report feeling a deeper sense of peace, purpose, and connection to life. It's like the phoenix rising from the ashes. You may feel like you're falling apart, but you're actually being reborn. As you move through this nightmare, hold on to the knowledge that countless others have walked this path before you and come out the other side. Trust in the process, even when it's difficult. Your awakening journey is leading you towards a more authentic, whole, and awakened version of yourself. The third nightmare that chosen ones often face on their awakening journey is what we might call the disintegration of reality. This is when your understanding of the world, everything you thought was solid and real, starts to crumble and shift beneath your feet. Imagine you're watching a movie, totally engrossed in the story. Suddenly, the camera pulls back, and you realize you're not just watching the movie, you're in it. And not only that, but you're also the director, the writer, and every single character. That's kind of what this nightmare feels like. Your perception of reality fundamentally shifts, and it can be incredibly disorienting. As you awaken, you might start to see through the illusions that most people take for granted. The solid, physical world might start to seem more like a dream or a hologram. You might begin to question the nature of time, realizing that past, present, and future are more fluid than you once thought. You might have experiences that don't fit into your old understanding of how the world works, synchronicities that seem too perfect to be coincidence, moments of connection with something greater than yourself, or even glimpses of other realities or dimensions. This shift in perception can be both exciting and terrifying. On one hand, it's like discovering that magic is real and that the universe is far more vast and mysterious than you ever imagined. On the other hand, it can feel like the ground is disappearing from under your feet. Everything you once relied on to make sense of the world suddenly seems flimsy and unreal. You might find yourself questioning everything, your beliefs, your identity, even the nature of reality itself. This can lead to a feeling of groundlessness, like you're floating in space with nothing solid to hold on to. You might struggle with anxiety or panic as your mind tries to grapple with concepts that are beyond its usual limits. One of the most challenging aspects of this nightmare is trying to function in the normal world while your perception of reality is shifting. You might find it hard to focus on everyday tasks or to engage in conversations about things that now seem trivial to you. It can feel like you're living in two worlds at once, the awakened world of expanded consciousness and the everyday world that most people inhabit. This experience can be particularly challenging because it's not something you can easily explain to others. If you try to share what you're going through, people might think you're losing touch with reality. In a way, you are, but you're losing touch with a limited reality to step into a broader, more expansive one. So how do you navigate this shifting landscape of reality? First, remember to breathe. When things feel overwhelming, come back to your breath. It's a constant you can rely on, a bridge between the physical and the spiritual. Second, try to cultivate a sense of wonder and curiosity about what you're experiencing. Instead of fearing the unknown, try to approach it with an open mind. Ask questions, explore, and allow yourself to be amazed by the mysteries of existence. Third, find ways to ground yourself. While it's important to explore these new realms of consciousness, it's also crucial to stay connected to the physical world. Spend time in nature, engage in physical activities, or work with your hands. These can help you feel more anchored when reality seems to be shifting. Fourth, start a spiritual practice if you haven't already. Meditation, yoga, or other mindfulness practices can help you navigate these altered states of consciousness with more ease and grace. They can provide a framework for understanding and integrating your experiences. Fifth, be patient with yourself. This shift in perception is a big deal, and it takes time to adjust. Don't expect to have it all figured out overnight. Allow yourself the time and space to gradually integrate these new understandings. Lastly, remember that you're not alone. Many others have gone through this same process of having their reality dismantled and reconstructed. Seek out spiritual teachers or awakened individuals who can offer guidance and reassurance. Their wisdom can be a lifeline when you feel lost in the vastness of your expanding awareness. As challenging as this nightmare can be, it's also an incredible opportunity. You're being given the chance to see beyond the veil, to perceive the deeper truths of existence. This expanded awareness can lead to a profound sense of connection with all of life, a deeper understanding of your place in the universe, and a more authentic way of being in the world. Remember, the disintegration of your old reality is making way for a new, more expansive one. It's like demolishing an old, cramped house to build a vast, beautiful palace. The process might be messy and uncomfortable, but the end result is worth it. You're stepping into a bigger truth, a more real reality. And while that journey can be challenging, it's also incredibly beautiful and rewarding. As you navigate this shifting landscape, hold on to the knowledge that you're expanding, growing, and awakening to the true nature of reality. This nightmare, like the others, is a step on your path to greater awareness and deeper connection with the truth of who you are and the nature of the universe you inhabit. As you continue on your awakening journey, you may find yourself facing the fourth nightmare, the awakening of empathy. This experience can be both beautiful and overwhelming, as your heart opens up to the world in ways you never imagined possible. Imagine suddenly being able to feel not just your own emotions, but the emotions of everyone around you. It's like your heart has grown 1,000 times bigger, and now it's connected to every other heart on the planet. You might find yourself crying at the news, feeling physical pain when you see others suffering, or being overwhelmed by the collective emotions of a crowd. This heightened empathy is a natural part of the awakening process. As you become more aware and connected to the world around you, you start to realize that we're all interconnected. The boundaries between self and other begin to blur, and you start to feel the joys and sorrows of the world as if they were your own. At first, this can feel like a superpower. You might find that you're able to understand others on a deeper level, to connect with people more authentically, and to offer compassion in ways you never could before. But as this empathy grows, it can also become overwhelming. You might find yourself absorbing the emotions of others like a sponge, unable to distinguish between your feelings and theirs. You might feel drained after being in crowded places or after watching the news. The suffering of the world, the poverty, the violence, the environmental destruction might start to weigh on you heavily. This awakening of empathy can lead to a deep sense of responsibility. You might feel called to help, to heal, to make a difference in the world. But at the same time, you might feel overwhelmed by the sheer magnitude of the world's problems. How can one person possibly make a difference in the face of so much suffering? Navigating this flood of empathy can be challenging, but it's an important part of your growth. Here are some ways to cope with this newfound sensitivity. First, practice setting boundaries. Just because you can feel everyone's emotions doesn't mean you have to take them all on. Learn to distinguish between your feelings and those of others. It's okay to be compassionate without absorbing everyone's pain. Second, develop grounding techniques. When you feel overwhelmed, try practices like deep breathing, visualization, or physical movement to bring yourself back to your center. Third, take care of yourself. Self-care becomes even more important when you're carrying the weight of the world. Make sure you're getting enough rest, eating well, and taking time for activities that recharge you. Fourth, channel your empathy into positive action. Instead of feeling paralyzed by the world's problems, find ways to make a difference, no matter how small. Even small acts of kindness can create ripples of positive change. Lastly, remember that you're not responsible for fixing everything. Your job is to be aware, to be compassionate, and to do what you can. Trust that others are awakening too, and that together, we can create positive change. This awakening of empathy, while challenging, is also a beautiful gift. It allows you to connect more deeply with others and with the world around you. It can lead to a profound sense of unity and love for all beings. As you learn to navigate this heightened sensitivity, you'll find that it becomes a powerful tool for spreading light and healing in the world. As you delve deeper into your awakening journey, you may encounter the fifth nightmare, the crisis of purpose. This is a profound and often unsettling experience where you begin to question the very foundations of your life and your reason for being here. Imagine waking up one day and realizing that everything you've been working towards, everything you thought was important, suddenly feels empty and meaningless. The career you've built, the goals you've set, the life you've planned, all of it might start to feel like it's built on sand. You might find yourself asking, is this really what I'm here for? Is this all there is to life? This crisis of purpose is a common experience for those on the awakening path. As your consciousness expands and you begin to see the bigger picture of life, your old goals and ambitions might no longer align with your new understanding of the world. Things that once seemed crucial, like climbing the corporate ladder or accumulating material possessions, might now feel trivial or even misguided. At the same time, you might feel a deep, almost urgent sense that you're meant to do something more, something bigger. But what that something is might not be clear. You might feel lost, directionless, caught between a life that no longer fits and a purpose you can't quite grasp. This can be a deeply uncomfortable and even frightening experience. You might feel like you're wasting your life, or that you've been living a lie. You might worry about disappointing others if you change course. Or you might feel paralyzed, unsure of how to move forward when you don't know what your purpose is. But here's the thing. This crisis of purpose, as difficult as it is actually a crucial step in your awakening journey. It's like the universe is clearing your slate, making room for a higher purpose to emerge. Your old purpose was based on your old understanding of the world. Now that you're awakening to a broader reality, it's natural and necessary for your sense of purpose to shift as well. So how do you navigate this challenging terrain? First, try to embrace the uncertainty. It's okay not to have all the answers right now. This period of questioning and seeking is valuable in itself. Second, take time for self-reflection. Ask yourself deep questions. What truly matters to you? What makes you feel alive? If you didn't have to worry about money or others' expectations, what would you do with your life? Journal about these questions, meditate on them. Let the answers emerge organically. Third, be open to new possibilities. Your true purpose might be something you've never even considered before. Stay curious and willing to explore new paths. Fourth, start taking small steps in directions that feel meaningful to you. You don't need to have your whole life figured out to start making changes. Even small actions can help you gain clarity and momentum. Fifth, remember that your purpose doesn't have to be grand or world-changing to be valuable. Sometimes our purpose is simply to be kind, to love, to bring more light into the world in our own unique way. Lastly, trust the process. This crisis of purpose is not a mistake or a wrong turn. It's a necessary part of your growth. Trust that as you continue to awaken and align with your true self, your purpose will become clearer. Remember, finding your true purpose is not a destination, but a journey. It's about aligning your life with your highest truth, with what truly matters to you. As you navigate this crisis of purpose, you're not just figuring out what to do with your life. You're discovering who you really are and why you're really here. And that discovery is one of the most profound and rewarding aspects of the awakening journey. As you progress on your awakening journey, you may find yourself facing the sixth nightmare, the shift in relationships. This is a time when your connections with others begin to change, sometimes in dramatic and unexpected ways. Imagine looking around one day and realizing that the people you once felt closest to now feel like strangers. Conversations that used to flow easily now feel strained or superficial. You might find yourself losing interest in old friendships or feeling increasingly distant from family members. At the same time, you might be drawn to new people who seem to understand you on a deeper level. This shift in relationships is a natural part of the awakening process, but it can be one of the most painful aspects of your journey. We humans are social creatures, and our relationships form a big part of our identity and support system. When these start to change, it can feel like the ground is shifting beneath our feet. As you awaken, your values, interests, and energy begin to shift. You might find that you no longer resonate with the same things you used to. Gossip, small talk, or materialistic pursuits might start to feel empty or even draining. You might crave deeper, more meaningful connections and conversations. This can create a growing gap between you and those who aren't on the same path. You might feel like you're speaking a different language, unable to share your new insights and experiences with those who were once your closest confidants. This can lead to feelings of isolation, misunderstanding, and even loneliness. At the same time, you might find yourself drawn to new people, those who are also on a path of growth and awakening. You might feel an instant connection with strangers who share your new interests or understanding of the world. These new relationships can be exciting and affirming, but they can also highlight the growing distance in your old relationships. One of the most challenging aspects of this shift is the potential for conflict or loss. Some people in your life might feel threatened by your changes or struggle to understand your new perspective. You might find yourself outgrowing certain relationships or needing to set new boundaries. In some cases, you might even need to let go of relationships that no longer align with your path. So how do you navigate this shifting landscape of relationships? First, practice compassion, both for yourself and for others. Remember that everyone is on their own journey, and it's okay if your paths are diverging. Second, communicate openly and honestly. If you value a relationship, try to share your experiences and changes with the other person. Be patient and willing to listen to their perspective as well. Third, be willing to let go. Some relationships may naturally fall away as you grow, and that's okay. Trust that the right people will come into your life as you continue on your path. Fourth, seek out like-minded communities. Look for groups or gatherings where you can connect with others who understand your journey. These new connections can provide support and understanding as you navigate your awakening. Fifth, maintain balance. While it's natural to be drawn to those who share your new interests, try not to completely isolate yourself from your old life. There can be value in maintaining connections with a diverse group of people. Lastly, remember that this shift in relationships is not about judging others or seeing yourself as superior. It's simply about aligning yourself with those who support your growth and well-being. This period of relationship changes, while challenging, is also an opportunity. It's a chance to cultivate deeper, more authentic connections. It's an invitation to surround yourself with people who inspire and support your growth. And it's an opportunity to practice love and compassion in new ways. As you move through this shift, trust that you're being guided towards the relationships that will best support your journey. The right people will come into your life at the right time. And as you become more authentically yourself, you'll naturally attract others who resonate with your true essence. Remember, every ending is also a new beginning. As some relationships may fade, new ones will blossom. This shift is making space in your life for connections that align with who you're becoming. It's all part of the beautiful, sometimes challenging, always transformative journey of awakening. As you continue on your awakening journey, you may encounter the seventh nightmare, the physical transformation. This is a phase where the changes happening in your consciousness begin to manifest in your physical body in ways that can be both fascinating and frightening. Imagine waking up one day to find that your body feels different. Maybe you're experiencing unusual sensations, unexplained aches and pains, or sudden changes in your energy levels. You might notice shifts in your eating habits, sleep patterns, or even your tolerance for certain environments. It's as if your body is going through a deep cleansing and recalibration process, aligning itself with your expanding consciousness. This physical transformation is a natural part of the awakening process, but it can be deeply unsettling. Our bodies are often the last aspect of ourselves to catch up with our spiritual growth, and the process isn't always smooth or comfortable. You might experience a range of physical symptoms during this time. Some people report feeling intense heat or energy moving through their body, often described as Kundalini awakening. Others might experience changes in their sensory perceptions. Colors might seem brighter, sounds more intense, or you might become more sensitive to certain foods or environmental factors. Sleep disturbances are common during this phase. You might find yourself waking up at odd hours, particularly around 3 or 4 a.m., or experiencing vivid dreams or even lucid dreaming. Your energy levels might fluctuate wildly. One day you're full of vitality, the next you can barely get out of bed. These physical changes can be scary, especially if you don't understand what's happening. You might worry that you're getting sick or that something is wrong with you. Medical tests might come back normal, leaving you feeling frustrated and confused. So how do you navigate this physical transformation? First, remember that what you're experiencing is a normal part of the awakening process. Your body is adjusting to hold and express your expanding consciousness. Second, listen to your body. It's going through a lot of changes, and it needs your attention and care. Pay attention to what foods make you feel good, what activities energize you, and what environments support your well-being. Third, be patient and gentle with yourself. This transformation takes time. Don't push your body too hard. Allow it the rest and care it needs to adjust. Fourth, consider working with holistic health practitioners who understand spiritual awakening. They might be able to offer support and therapies that align with what you're going through. Fifth, maintain a balance between honoring your body's needs and staying grounded in the physical world. While it's important to allow these changes to unfold, it's also crucial to stay connected to your daily life and responsibilities. Lastly, trust the process. Your body has an innate wisdom and is doing exactly what it needs to do to support your awakening. Trust that these changes, however uncomfortable they might be in the moment, are ultimately in service of your highest good. Remember, this physical transformation is a sign that your awakening is progressing. Your body is becoming a more refined instrument, capable of holding and expressing higher levels of consciousness. As challenging as this process can be, it's also a beautiful testament to the profound changes happening within you. The eighth and final nightmare on our list is the intensity of energy sensitivity. This is a phase where your ability to perceive and interact with subtle energies becomes heightened, often to an overwhelming degree. Imagine suddenly being able to feel the energy of everything around you: people, places, objects, even thoughts and emotions. It's like gaining a new sense, one that allows you to perceive the invisible currents and vibrations that make up our world. While this might sound exciting, it can also be incredibly intense and disorienting. As your energy sensitivity increases, you might find yourself picking up on other people's emotions or physical ailments as if they were your own. You might walk into a room and immediately feel overwhelmed by the energy there, or find that certain places or objects affect you in strong and unexpected ways. This heightened sensitivity can extend to more subtle realms as well. You might start to perceive auras, spirit guides, or other non-physical entities. You might have premonitions or vivid psychic experiences. While these experiences can be fascinating, they can also be frightening, especially if you don't understand what's happening or how to manage these new perceptions. One of the most challenging aspects of this increased energy sensitivity is learning to distinguish between your own energies and those you're picking up from your environment. You might find yourself feeling anxious, depressed, or angry for no apparent reason, only to realize later that you were absorbing the emotions of those around you. This sensitivity can make it difficult to be in crowded places or to spend time with people whose energy doesn't align with yours. You might feel the need to isolate yourself to avoid energetic overload, which can lead to feelings of loneliness or social anxiety. So how do you navigate this new world of energy sensitivity? First, acknowledge and accept this new aspect of your awareness. Resisting or denying these experiences will only cause more distress. Second, learn to ground and protect yourself energetically. Practices like visualization, working with crystals, or energy clearing techniques can help you maintain your energetic boundaries. Third, practice discernment. Learn to distinguish between your own energies and those you're picking up from others. This skill takes time to develop, but it's crucial for maintaining your well-being. Fourth, create a supportive environment. Surround yourself with people, places, and objects that feel good energetically. Pay attention to how different environments affect you and honor your needs. Fifth, develop your gifts. While this sensitivity can be overwhelming at first, it's also a powerful ability that can be honed and used in service of your highest good and the good of others. Lastly, seek guidance from those who understand. Look for teachers or mentors who can help you navigate and develop your energy sensitivity in a balanced and healthy way. Remember, this increased energy sensitivity is a gift, even if it doesn't always feel like one. It's allowing you to perceive the world in a deeper, more interconnected way. As you learn to manage and work with this sensitivity, you'll find that it enriches your life and your understanding of the world in profound ways. As we come to the end of our exploration of these 8 nightmares of awakening, it's important to remember that each of these challenges is a crucial part of your spiritual growth. These experiences, as difficult as they may be, are shaping you into a more aware, compassionate, and awakened being. The path of awakening is not always easy. It will challenge you, push you out of your comfort zone, and ask you to face parts of yourself and the world that you might prefer to ignore. But it's through facing these challenges that we grow, that we evolve, that we become more of who we truly are. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. Countless others have walked this path before you, and many more are walking it alongside you right now. The experiences we've discussed, the loneliness, the dark night of the soul, the shifting reality, the awakening empathy, the crisis of purpose, the changing relationships, the physical transformation, and the intensity of energy sensitivity. These are all common waypoints on the path of awakening. As you navigate these challenges, be gentle with yourself. Practice self-compassion and patience. Trust in the process, even when it's difficult. Know that each of these nightmares, as intense as they may be, is ultimately leading you towards a greater understanding of yourself and your place in the universe. And remember, awakening is not a destination, but a journey. It's an ongoing process of growth, expansion, and deepening awareness. There will be ups and downs, moments of profound insight and periods of confusion. But through it all, you are growing, evolving, becoming more of who you truly are. You are a chosen one, called to awaken in this pivotal time in human history. Your journey of awakening is not just for you. It's for the benefit of all beings. As you face these challenges and emerge on the other side, you become a beacon of light for others, a living example of the transformative power of awakening. So embrace your journey with all its challenges and triumphs. Trust in your inner wisdom and the universal forces that are guiding you. And know that on the other side of these nightmares lies a reality more beautiful, more interconnected, and more filled with love than you can currently imagine. You are awakening, and the world needs your light. Keep going, brave soul. The journey is worth it.